find the sum of solution of this equation. Now, let us say that x1 and x2 are the roots of this equation. Then basically the problem is we need the value of x1 plus x2. Now, as you can see that we have 8 raised to 2x minus 16 into 8 raised to x plus 48 equals to 0. Now, in class 10, we do these type of problem where by doing some substitution, we can convert this in quadratic equation. In fact, if you take 8 raised to x as alpha, then the first term is nothing but alpha square, right? 8 raised to 2x is 8 raised to x square of that. So first term is alpha square minus 16 into alpha, right? Plus 48 equals to 0. And let us say alpha 1 and alpha 2 are the roots of this equation. So basically by splitting the middle term, we can find the roots of this quadratic equation in alpha. Once we get the values of alpha, we can calculate the values of x. And here, because it is not difficult to find the factors of this quadratic equation in alpha, you can easily get the root. But the problem becomes interesting if these coefficients are slightly different and it is not easy to find the root using factorization method. Right here, you can split 16 as 12 plus 4 and then you can easily get the roots. But if the numbers are slightly different, then it will become slightly complicated problem. So I'll explain another interesting method of solving this problem where we do not actually have to calculate the values of x1 and x2. Directly we can calculate x1 plus x2. So if alpha 1 and alpha 2 are the roots of this quadratic in alpha and alpha is 8 raised to x. So that will imply that alpha 1 this will be 8 raised to x1 and alpha 2 this will be 8 raised to x2. We have to calculate x1 plus x2. So here we can apply sum of root and product of root. Right here, if I calculate alpha 1 into alpha 2, the roots of this quadratic in alpha is alpha 1 and alpha 2. So the product of root, this will be c by a. So that is 48 by 1. Right? So alpha 1 into alpha 2, that will be 48. Now what is alpha 1? Alpha 1 is 8 raised to x1. Alpha 2 is 8 raised to x2. So this will be 48. And now you can write that 8 raised to x1 plus x2, this will be 48. And from here you can directly get the value of x1 plus x2. Right, x1 plus x2, this will be log 48 to base 8. And if you break 48 as 8 into 6, then you can write this sum x1 plus x2 as log 8 to base 8 will become 1 and then log 6 to base 8. So the sum of root will be 1 plus log 6 to base 8. That is first option and that is the right answer for this problem.